Hello, students. I'm Shazli from Top Rankers, and I welcome you all to the session on how to improve or prepare for vocabulary for CLAT 2026. Well, students, if you take a stock of the last 5 year papers, you'll find n number of questions on vocabulary. In fact, recently, the last CLAT 2025, we found 4 questions on vocabulary. So, vocabulary has always been desirable. When we talk about vocabulary, we are talking about foreign phrases, we are talking about idioms, we are talking about phrasal verbs, we are talking about high frequency words, we are talking about figures of speech, we are talking about RC tunes. All these question types hover around one particular thing, that's vocabulary. All right. So, what are the different sources of vocabulary? But Parmedizi, it's an amazing book, all right, by Norman Lewis, this book. And this is based on words etymology technique. I will explain the technique later. I mean, in today's session itself, in the later part. Then we have got editorials. So, in editorials, students come across around 30 to 40 words in a day. But again, you must set a target. Only 20 words in a day will suffice the need of vocabulary, but you should maintain regularity. All right. Now, genre specific word, there are n number of genres like economics. So you will encounter n number of technical words around economics, be it philosophy, technical words around philosophy. I'll give an example for philosophy like metaphysics, mysticism. Then we have got words like epistemology, then axiology, aesthetics, capitalization, utilitarianism, pacifism. All these terms are basically under the bucket of one big umbrella, that is philosophy. Then study material, you must be having study material for CLAT preparation, and you must you must be encountering so many new words in a day. So you can make a list of those words and start learning via some technique. And I will explain all those technique in today's session. Then mocks, of course, it's a good source for getting some new words in a day. So you are getting targets enough for a day. You are getting so many sources. It's just the time that you need to actually prepare yourself around vocabulary questions. Now, what are the different techniques of learning vocabulary? I will teach you words etymology, where I'll be introducing the root technique. And mnemonic is all about words association. Then we have got clustering technique. Then we have got topic specific vocabulary and vocabulary. So I will explain all these techniques. First is words etymology. So this is English is a language where we come across so many new words, and those words have been taken from different languages. So we are getting some roots of learning those words. All right. So, for example, verto is a root. It's a Latin root which means to turn. So you can see like subvert, introvert, extrovert, ambivert, avert, revert, divert. These are the words with the same root turn. Subvert, to try or destroy or damage, to try to destroy or damage a government, religion, or political system by attacking it secretly or in an indirect way. कहते हैं ना तख्त पलट जिसे कहा जाता है, तो पलटना इज बेसिकली क्या होता है, टर्न. ऑल राइट, यू आर टर्निंग द चेयर. ऑल राइट, आपने किंग की चेयर अगर टर्न कर दी, मतलब आपने किंग को ही रिमूव कर दिया. तख्त पलट कहा जाता है ना आपकी उर्दू लैंग्वेज में. हिंदी में भी आपने सुना होगा तख्त पलट हो गया. ऑल राइट, अब दूसरी गवर्नमेंट आ गई, दूसरा किंग आ गया. सो उसी तरह से वहीं से ये वर्ड आया है आपका, दैट इज सबवर्ड. नाउ introvert, you turn inside. All right, you're thinking, you are preoccupied with your own thoughts, you're not actually involved in outer world, you turn inside. So that's where we use introvert. All right, a quiet shy person who prefers to be alone than with other people. Now extrovert, you turn outside, you're all engaged in outer world, what's happening around you, you're all engaged in that, you turn outside. Okay, so that's where we use extrovert. Now, ambivert is a person who has the quality of both introvert and extrovert. Ambi is another prefix, I would say, which means both. All right, both. Ambi, so ambivalent, having mixed feeling, both the feelings together. Ambivert, having both the qualities of introvert and extrovert. Ambidextrous, having the quality of using both the hands together. So both is there in ambivert. Okay. Now, avert. Avert basically is to prevent something unpleasant. You turn away. All right, avert, you turn away. So when you dislike something, when you find something unpleasant, you simply turn away. Revert, to come back, to To turn back or to go back is where we use revert. Divert, to turn or change the direction or purpose of somebody, that is divert. So आप देख सकते हैं सब में verto turn वाला concept था in all these words, and you got the cluster of the entire root, that is verto. You may come across some more words related to the same root. Another technique is mnemonic technique, which is my favorite technique, mnemonics. तो अब देखिए mnemonic में first word is recondite. तो recondite आप कैसे याद कर सकते हैं? Reconduct से याद कर सकते हो. It sounds recondite sounds like reconduct. So अगर lecture आपका difficult to penetrate है, difficult to understand था, difficult to comprehend था, so you ask the teacher to reconduct the lecture. If you find something difficult, recondite. So you ask the professor to reconduct. If you find a lecture recondite, you ask a professor to reconduct. तो sounds like reconduct. Reconduct से आपने recondite याद करा. तो recondite का देखिए आप meaning difficult to penetrate, incomprehensible to one of ordinary understanding or knowledge. Synonyms can be abstruse, deep. Examples देखिए, the professor's lectures were so abstruse that students tended to avoid them. A deep metaphysical theory. Some recondite problem, matlab difficult to understand in historiography. Sounds like reconduct. आप देखिए लास्ट में मैंने mnemonic लिखा है स्टूडेंट. Sounds like reconduct. अब देखिए नेक्स्ट वर्ड इज कॉनंड्रम. तो ड्रम में कोई छुप कर बैठा है. ड्रम, इसमें रूट क्या थी? ड्रम. यू कैन अंडरलाइन द वर्ड ड्रम. ऑलराइट. अ डिफिकल्ट प्रॉब्लम. हु इज देयर? ऑलराइट. ब्रेन टीजर, एनिग्मा, रिडल. निमोनिक क्या है? हु इज देयर इनसाइड द ड्रम? ड्रम में कौन है? इट्स अ मिस्ट्री, इट्स अ रिडल. ऑलराइट, इट्स एन एनिग्मा. सो दैट्स वेयर वी यूज conundrum. ड्रम में कौन छुप कर बैठा है? That is still not known to anybody. So that's where we use conundrum. Another technique देख सकते हैं students, cluster technique. All right, this is another beautiful technique, cluster technique. अब देखिए students, what do you mean by cluster technique? आप देख सकते हैं यहाँ पे मैंने cluster बना के रखा है. All right, क्लस्टर मैंने वर्ड्स का बना के रखा है, मतलब ऑल सिनोनिम्स टुगेदर, दैट इज क्लस्टर टेक्निक. ओके, ऑल सिनोनिम्स टुगेदर. अब देखिए स्टूडेंट्स यहाँ पे डिम्योर इज रिजर्व्ड, मॉडेस्ट, शाय. डिम्योर. ऑलराइट, डिम्योर इज क्लस्टर टेक्निक. तो यहाँ पे आपको निमोनिक नहीं पता, डिम्योर आपको वर्ड पता था, आपने उसके सिनोनिम्स यहाँ पर लिखे. क्लस्टर टेक्निक में आप या तो सिनोनिम्स लिखते हैं या आप एंटोनिम्स लिखते हैं. सो डिम्योर, रिजर्व्ड, मॉडेस्ट एंड शाय. तो अब देखिए मॉडेस्ट, अनअज्यूमिंग, मीक, माइल्ड, रिजर्व्ड, रिटायरिंग, क्वाइट, शाय. All these are the synonyms for the word demure. A demure young lady. अब देखिए modest, आप रिप्लेस कर सकते थे demure वर्ड को with modest. अब देखिए टॉपिक स्पेसिफिक वोकैबुलरी. सो एज आई गिव द एग्जांपल फिलोसफी, तो यहाँ पे मैंने कुछ फिलोसफिकल टर्म्स लिखे हैं. द टॉपिक इज फिलोसफी, द जॉनरा इज फिलोसफी, एंड यू कैन सी ऑल द वर्ड्स अराउंड इट. एस्थेटिक्स का मतलब होता है अ ब्रांच ऑफ फिलोसफी दैट डील्स विद ब्यूटी एंड टेस्ट. Aesthetic sense, she has got aesthetic sense, and that's the reason that she is quite better at home decor. All right, now animism, the doctrine that all natural objects have souls. So that is animism. जिसे कुछ लोग कहते हैं ना, वैसे तो होता भी है कि प्लांट्स में भी लाइफ होती है, एनिमिज्म. तो कुछ लोग अगर पानी नहीं डाल रहे हैं प्लांट्स को, तो वो एक तरह से प्लांट्स के साथ अच्छा नहीं कर रहे हैं. दे डू नीड सम फूड. Capitalism, an economic system based on private ownership of assets. आप देखिए privatization has impacted a lot. Capitalism has impacted a lot in the growth of company. Collectivism, a theory that people should have their own means of production. Collectivism. Now conservatism, believe in preserving tradition and opposing radical changes. Empiricism, the doctrine that knowledge derives from experience. So I have just introduced a few words around the topic philosophy. I'll just write it here so that you understand it well. Okay. So the topic here was philosophy. All these words are around philosophy. It's again a very good way of learning vocabulary, especially when you feel that a particular genre is something which is beyond your understanding. So the first thing you must do is learn a few words around the same genre. नाउ vocabulary. vocabulary में आप फोटोज के थ्रू वर्ड्स याद कर सकते हैं. आप देख सकते हैं यहाँ पे एक मैंने पिक्चर लिया है फ्रॉम सम पैलेस और फोर्ट. ऑल राइट. तो अब आप देखिए ऑप्युलेंस, ग्रेट वेल्थ और लग्जूरियसनेस, द रूम्स ऑफ स्पेक्टेक्युलर ऑप्युलेंस. तो अब आप देख सकते हैं स्टूडेंट्स यहाँ पे दिस रूम इज ऑल शोकेसिंग ऑप्युलेंस ऑफ ओल्ड टाइम. ऑल राइट. उस टाइम पे ओल्ड टाइम्स, ऑप्युलेंस ऑफ मोनार्की, जब किंग्स क्वींस होते थे, ऑप्युलेंस. सेकंड देखिए vocabulary that is around the word is quirky. photo words quirky मतलब होता है having or characterized by peculiar or unexpected traits or aspects. तो ये जो उर्फी जावेद है, she मतलब she wear very unexpected clothes at times. जैसे आप देख सकते हैं इस पे शर्ट के कॉलर्स आप देख सकते हो. वेरी क्वर्की ड्रेसिंग सेंस आई वुड से. इसे आपके इसके सिनोनिम्स होंगे एसेंट्रिक, इडियोसिंक्राटिक, अनकन्वेंशनल, अनऑर्थोडॉक्स, अनयूजुअल, ऑफ सेंटर, स्ट्रेंज, बिज़ार, वियर्ड, peculiar, odd, freakish, outlandish, and offbeat. So she has got a very quirky dressing sense. So I think this word quirky you will be able to remember because you have seen this picture. So vocabulary is associating a picture with a particular word. Okay. So these are the techniques, students. I would like to recollect all those techniques now. One is etymology. Second is what do we call it? Clusters. Third, mnemonic. Fourth, topic specific. And then the fifth one is vocabulary. So you have learned 5 different techniques of vocabulary. Thank you so much. Bye bye. Take care.